The relationship between Chuck and Jimmy is at the core of the show. The death of Chuck is a real loss.
Jimmy, go.
When you have some volcanic big event, your first reaction can be numbness.
Chuck could be tough. He was not the most loving or the best brother ever, perhaps. But maybe in some ways Jimmy wasn't either. But they could have been good for each other, but they weren't, and that's a tragedy.
Jimmy's definitely compartmentalizing it subconsciously and consciously.
Jimmy.
So he attended the funeral. He said the right things to the mourners. If he said to you, I'm over it now, you'd have to say, well, no. I mean, you're never going to be over it. It's always going to warp who you are.
A lot of the relationship with Kim and Jimmy is about what's not said. You need to withhold your judgment about a person's grieving process for the most part. And so I didn't overwhelmingly feel like, wow, he shut me out, there's a wall. It's more concern.
What about the insurance?
It was our malpractice insurance. They found out about Chuck's condition and raised our rates. Chuck went ballistic. He wanted to go to war.
I think this is Howard's chance at absolution because he truly believes that he was the impetus to make Chuck kill himself.
Well, Howard, I guess that's your cross to bear.
They were brothers who kind of tortured each other, but he's not going to let Chuck have any more of his feelings.
I think we've yet to see the full impact of what happens in this episode on Jimmy.
If you've ever watched somebody go through something terrible and they're not letting it out, it's just a matter of when.
Mike seems to have no greed or interest in material things at all, but something drives him to make that fake job into a real job.
Does Bruce Lee have a gun? Because if he doesn't, it's Ali in 3 minutes or less.
See? That's what I'm saying.
The genius in Mike figuring out what a situation is and how to benefit from it. The security was porous, and Mike figured out the ways in.
Well, all due respect, I don't know anything about a security consultant.
Well, you wouldn't, would you?
I think he's in pure survival mode.
Barbosa wants to see you.
Nacho has absolutely no interest in continuing his gangster career whatsoever. If it wasn't for that feeling of being shackled to the love that he has for his father, he would probably cut town and leave that very night. There's a deep sadness because the action that he took in order to save his father is the very same action that has forever breached his relationship with the person he cares for the most.
Mixing his father with the drug cartel will lead to his father's death. That tension is released when he gets rid of the pills, and he seems to be home free, except he's not.